Luke will be pleased to have put yesterday behind him. He was knocked out in the first round, defeated 6-3 by Irishman Dylan Slevin. Ironically, Dylan Slevin is who Richie Edhouse squeezed past earlier on today in the first round, en route to setting up this clash with the Nuke. Well, our teenage world
Luke,
champion
throw first for the ball.
Is leading the Premier League table, but in
25.
these floor tournaments has yet to reach a final in 2025.
Outside, Luke, you won the ball. First leg, Luke to throw first, game on. .30.
Of course, these tournaments an opportunity to experiment with types of darts, flights, setups, stems, whatever you want to say. For Luke Littler,
54.
he has openly admitted that sometimes he likes to experiment with throws. How greedy do you want to be? You're a teenage world champion and you've got
100.
even 2 or 3 extra throws in the locker, which are better than everyone else's.
.85. .100.
We know how frighteningly good Luke Littler can be.
180.
Richie Edhouse has played consistently well for a while now. There's a maximum from him.
64. .150.
Really nice setup from Richie Edhouse. Gives himself double 16 upon his return.
60.
Nice smile on the face of Littler. 2 more at double 16 then. Moves across a little. Can he find it?
Game shot
Yes, he
on the
can.
first leg.
Looked a little bit obtrusive for a short second there. And Richie Edhouse starts us off with a break of throw.
.84. .58.
Reached semi-finals last year in Players' Championship. Richie Edhouse. The likes
100.
Dave Chisnell and Joyce make it through to a final.
58.
Certainly capable of doing so. No question about that.
.100.
Averaging 94.5 through the day so far, Richie Edhouse. Surprisingly, Luke Littler averaging just 87 and a bit through his games so
95.
far. He's been finding a way to get it done.
.89.
Luke has beaten Owen Bates. Rob Owen, that was a 6-0 whitewash. Ed Evans
180.
was his first round victim. Well, that leaves double 10. 2 perfect darts in the treble.
108.
That was far from perfect. Littler wants 110. Well, treble 17 would have left tops.
90.
He recovers somewhat with the last dart in the 54, but you could just see mouth to himself, wow, what was that? Double 5. Well, he can't take it out now. That would have been important.
score.
Richie Edhouse to hold throw and go 2-0 over Luke Littler. Been given an opportunity. Good marker.
Game shot on the second leg.
2 legs, 2 breaks. Edhouse just needs to put that out of his mind, because it's opportunities like that against a player of Littler's calibre that you do need to take. It is so early in the contest, of course. Any opportunity you can seize.
140.
Then you'll want to do so.
140. 100. 140. 100.
41. For the 8 segment there, Luke Littler. Recovered to set himself up on 40. Treble 17 for the bullseye for Richie Edhouse. Won't go.
97.
Tops for Littler and 2-1 and a holder throw. 10s. 5s.
35.
All 3 of those just inside and on the wire. He's nearly stabbed himself in the foot as well, the world champ. Double he wants. And double he finds. Goes 2-1 up, does Richie Edhouse. Talk about stabbing himself in the foot, Luke Littler. That was shooting himself in the foot, really. He shakes his head because he misses 3 darts to win that particular leg and ends up losing it.
100.
84 and a bit for Luke Littler, consistent with what he's averaged really throughout the course of the day. As I mentioned, 87 is rolling 3-dart average. That's the 3 games he's had so far.
140. 140.
'We've had 3 consecutive breaks of throw in this game so far.
57. 58.
Richie Edhouse, 26th in the world right now. Luke Littler eyeing Humphrey's #1 spot in the order of merit, no question about that.
100.
Spoken about it a great deal at length, but no doubt that will be one of his targets. Has to be.
58.
Double 16 for Edhouse.
88.
And another opportunity comes and goes. The Madhouse.
$105.
He'll get another go in that same area of the board.
Shot on the 4th
and it's an opportunity he doesn't pass up this time. We have our first hold of throw, and it goes the way of Richie Edhouse.
60. 97.
Well, Luke Littler missed 3 darts to win the 3rd leg. Put him 2-1 up. Now he's 3-1 behind.
60.
Well, both Edhouse and Woodhouse are 3-1 up in their respective last 16 games. Luke Woodhouse 3-1 to the good against Ryan Searle, and of course Richie
57
in front against Littler, in front of our eyes. Suter has just gone 3-1 over Ian White as well.
99. 60.
There's been a few uncharacteristic trebleless visits from Luke Littler in this game so far.
82.
On the 20s. In fact, treble 12 was where he was looking. Leaves himself tops. Okay, that's double 16 then for Richie Edhouse.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
Excellent, excellent stuff from Richie. A 106 outshot puts him 4-1 in the lead against the world champion. Well, Luke Littler seems to be able to see the funny side of it.
54.
And the smile on Richie Edhouse's face is probably because of his performance and his position in this game.
100.
You don't see that too often from Luke Littler. Below 85.
81.
We have a maximum from Luke Littler. Took a while, but we have one.
59.
So used to seeing him rattle them in on a far more regular basis.
60.
Sometimes Luke needs to G himself up, and not because he doesn't want to win anyway. We know how competitive the young man is.
60.
He just needs to fire himself up, get angry, get frustrated, and that's when he can throw his best darts. He's in the treble again. Treble 17 would have left the bullseye. It's back to the
95.
18s. Leave himself 66.
$134.
One thing you don't want is Luke Littler gathering momentum. Double 6.
Game shot on the 6th leg.
Well, there is the first rumblings of that momentum potentially beginning to build.
$135.
Where you could feel the energy
100.
and the release of that said energy from Richie Edhouse a couple of legs ago. When he took out 106 to stretch into a
95.
3-leg lead. It's just something about Littler that can make players nervous just because you know how good he is, and when he's playing poorly you just think, well, that's not going to last, is it? He's going to come up with something at some point.
64.
Two great darts from Edhouse.
180.
Follows it with a third. The maximum puts him down on 90 points. Luke Littler is on 207.
139.
It's about as much pressure as he could have hoped to apply. Okay, bullseye then for Richie Edhouse. Oh, you could see the
65.
barrel wobble. Missed a move within a leg. Oh, he's missed the 12. That would have left him tops.
28.
Eye roll from Luke Littler. Mistake from Luke Littler. Double 8. Double 4.
Game shot on the 7th leg.
Well, Richie Edhouse has been let off the hook somewhat. He's been given an opportunity by Luke Littler. Error from the teenager.
$97.
Of course, at this stage, it is still a race to 6 legs. So Richie Edhouse just needs to focus on holding throw.
137.
He will have knocked out Luke Littler.
$140.
100 points the difference before this leg.
40.
Or this visit, I should say. That 40 visit damaging for Luke Littler.
$58. 66. $56.
Well, Luke Littler's last 3 visits, 137 and then followed by a 40 and a 66. The problem for Richie Edhouse is he's followed up with 58 and 56 of his own. And now Luke Littler has 2 in the treble 20.
$98.
Topsy wants.
78.
Narrowly north of the wire. 52 for Richie Edhouse and a place in the quarterfinals. Wants to move just inside.
20.
Missed opportunity. Luke Littler looking at double top as he so often is. And he so often finds it.
8th leg.
A 3rd leg for Littler.
$139.
Gary Anderson 5-2 up on Karel Sedlacek. Josh Rock 4-2 up on Danny Noppert. Cam Van Veen beating Martin Lukman. Alan Suter within 1 of taking out Ian White. Edwin Price is locked level at 4 apiece with Mario van den Boogaard.
180.
Important maximum from Richie Edhouse. Equally important maximum from Luke Littler. Could say even more crucial.
100.
This to move within a leg of his opponent. 2 for tops.
Shot on the 9th leg.
And the 9th leg goes the way of the world champion. He has won the last 3 legs on the spin.
140.
He's really giving Richie a bit of a tap on the shoulder now. Here he comes.
180.
Kicks off with a 180. I said that Luke Littler just needed something to G himself up and get
45.
himself going. And it seems to have affected Richie. Played well generally through the game. Luke Littler could be on a 9-dart finish. He is on a 9-dart finish.
180.
Could we see a maximum from Richie?
140.
Deflection means it's just a ton 40. So 141. Oh, he snuck next door into the 3.
77.
Luke Littler with a potential 11-darter on the cards here to take us to a deciding leg.
100.
Topsy needs for a decider.
Game shot on the 10th leg.
4 on the spin for the world champion. We are going to a deciding leg. A 12-darter from Luke Littler. 4 breaks of throw apiece.
100.
And it all comes down to this for a spot in the quarterfinals here in Leicester.
$140.
Well, when Richie Edhouse took out 106 to go 4-1, he would have been thinking, just 2 more. That's all I need, just 2 more. Luke Littler kicked into action.
140.
Looking to kick out Edhouse at the last 16 stage.
134. 140.
It's a third consecutive score of 140 for Richie Edhouse. He's down to 81 after 9 darts. Let's see a
63.
fifth break of throw to win this match. Treble 18 would have left double 12.
41.
Didn't find it. So Luke Littler has Shanghai to win it. Wants tops for the match.
90.
Scores 10. Wrong bed.
Game shot
Right
and
bed
the match.
for Richie Edhouse, who wins a cracker against Luke Littler.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you.
Edhouse took out 106 to go 4-1 in front, but Luke Littler with 4 legs on the spin to take it to a decider. And in the end, Richie Edhouse was brutal in that treble 20 bed to ensure that it would be him who goes through to